welcome to a new episode of BLOC News. My name is Brenda Clark and I'm founder of BLOC Art, the local art portfolio where we represent 40 Latin American artists, which 30 are from Peru. Before telling you about the international and local news, let's first think outside the block. It's a spring over here, and that's why I got my fortune crown. So this amazing piece was done by master Victor Delfin. Just Google Love Park and right away it will come up. So international news, well, Sotheby's is about to sell 2 Basquiats from Enrico Navarro's, and on October 28th, during their Sotheby's New York Contemporary Art Evening. Both were completed on 1986, 2 years before the artist dead, and the names are Black and Jazz. I love the names. I just freaking love those. Now, our special guest for this week's episode, we got Peruvian photographer Denise Jiras. She's part of our current exhibition on Artsy platform, and you can visit this on our link in bio. It's just a click away, so don't be lazy. It's just a click away. I repeat that, yes. She captures the architecture of our city, Lima City, and not necessarily the contemporary and different, eclectic, and colorful architecture. Also the ancient one. So are you ready?
Hello, my name is Denise Jiras. I'm a Peruvian artist. I work basically with photography, with personal registers from Peruvian architecture. I used Photoshop to manage the images. Well, here in Peru, there are different kinds of architecture. We can find architecture from pre-Incas. We can find some old, really old houses, about 200, 300 years old, called casonas, colonial casonas, which I also take some register from. You can see much more difference talking about economy in the architecture. So you can see really modest houses in the perimeters of Lima, but also you can see these magnificent huge buildings from glass, from steel. So that's what I record, that difference between in the society, between the times, and how they coexist in this new Lima. I think the architecture that surrounds us speaks a lot about our people, our nation. I studied arts here in Lima, in the art school. So I graduated with painting. So I manage my photographies kind of like they were some kind of painting, I guess. I don't consider them purely photography. I take this register where I work that register, those photographs on Photoshop. So I always kind of mix the pictures. I transform them to a new language, trying to make a new composition on managing the colors, managing the meaning. So in Infinite Portals, I used this technique, Photoshop, with this register of the pre-Incas Huaca called Guayamarca. It's situated in San Isidro in Lima, and I went by night with a special permission because it's closed for the public, and they just installed some lights in the pyramid. It's new, so it's very interesting to see this contrast with the pyramid is made of a mud with stone, so this pyramid being illuminated by this new system, this modern system of lights, in contrast of the night lights of the rest of the city. It gives a new feeling about it. It's like it makes it very contemporary. So that's what I wanted to communicate. This new life of the pyramid this new light that has been given to it. It's also the new light, meaning the electrical system, but also a new light, like a life been given to it, the monument. So yeah, I deconstructed the waka, and also like being in the night, it's very mystical, the contrast of the light and the darkness and the materials of the structure. So it's like if the same structure speaks to you and shows you some images that you can't see on the day. So yeah, it's like the structure speaks to you and shows you some kind of meaning. It's like the persons that made it tried to communicate something through the times, you know? Maybe at that time when it was made, obviously they didn't have electrical system, but they have torches or whatever, and I'm sure some of these images were transmitted, some of this feeling that I'm trying to communicate also, it was transmitted. So that's why it's called infinite portals, because I think this structure communicates to the people through all the time, and it will be, even though communicating through the time.
Well, thank you so much, Denise, for sharing about the Infinite Portals series, which is part of our current exhibition on Artsy, just a click away. So in case if you are interested in checking out her full catalog and her full portfolio, just drop a comment, send a DM or an email to contact@bloc-art.com and we'll be pleased to assist you. As well, Peru has a new Nazca line, and in this case I'm not going to say meow, but I'll just say purr. Well, it's better this voice from my Rushki. So, a new Nazca geoglyph with the shape of a cat on a hillside was discovered. Let's check out some images. Last week, archaeologists in Peru discovered a faded carving on the desert hillside. After a thorough cleaning, the figure, which had previously been barely visible, revealed itself to be a 120-foot-long cat. Just yesterday, just like the last couple of days, I've been just thrilled and excited about ancient cultures around the globe. And I'm a true believer that Nazca, Paracas, and even the pyramids that are hidden in the Amazon, in the region of the Manu, are connected somehow to the Aztecs, to the Egyptians, and other cultures. I won't say anything else, but just in case if you want to check out a video, check this out. Now, continuing with the international news, well, Banksy has a new graffiti, yes. And this artwork is in Nottingham and appeared just last week. This is hot, fresh, super fresh news, of course, in your BLOC Art News. The last 4 or 5 Banksy pieces have all related to COVID or something in the news. This is much more whimsical and much more of the moment. It is someone enjoying themselves. Perhaps that is the message. We're in difficult times, let's try to make the most of it and get some fun out of something which is broken. The hoop is holistic. The circle is positive and life-affirming. Even with a knackered bicycle, she's finding something she can play with. Yes, let's keep positive, and it all depends on our optics. Don't forget about that. Nothing can tell you and put you down. So, mentalize, verbalize, work hard, and it will happen. London, yes, contemporary art evening sale closes at $34 million. Dollars, not pounds, dollars, including a total of 36 lots, which you could see Basquiat's, Basquiat's and Kondo. 2 lots by Hearst and Cause were withdrawn before the sales started. Let's check out some pictures. The result beat last year's equivalent sale total of 25.9 million pounds, which represents this $34 million approximately. Overall, 18% of lots sold above the high estimate, 15% sold in the middle of the estimate range, and 18% made at price below the low estimate. The sale realized auction records emerging artists Kafar, May Smith, and Portia Zvavahera. Well, I'll keep you posted about the upcoming sales. Well guys, that was everything for this week's episode. I really hope that you enjoy this, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. And what else? Well, keep safe, be a skeptic, question everything, and think outside the block.